called A Soldier's Tale, Why I Joined the Army. This is my full testimony of why I came in the military. Coming up, you could say I pretty much was a selfish kind of kid. Wanted to be the next up and coming rapper. My mom started saying how I really wasn't trying to spend time with the family. I would always like be gone. Like I was literally chasing girls all the time, literally hanging out with my boys or at the studio, recording music as much as possible. So me and her, this was when the conflict started to happen. Me and her, we started butting heads, always arguing. I probably like wasn't doing chores and stuff like that, like just kid stuff. So I still remember like it was just yesterday. Me and my mom, we had got into it this one day, and it ended up going into another day where me and her, we just weren't clicking. She had sent me to go to one of her friends' houses to fix, do like some odd jobs, do some odd work or whatever. The lady, she had me fixing, building a table for her at her house. And me and her, we were having a conversation, and she was asking me, so, I know you about to get out of school, what you about to do? You know, you about to be a grown man, you about to be an adult, what you about to do with your life? And I told her, I was like, you know, I really love music and I want to go to college, but I don't really know what to do. I was thinking maybe the military. And the only reason why I said the military is because my sister, she used to always say that was her thing. She was like, I'm gonna be just like mama, I'm going in the military too. I hadn't put no thought towards it. There was just something that I said off the fly. I hadn't really been thinking about it. So the lady ended up saying, well, if you're gonna go into the military, you should go to the Air Force. She was telling me all the benefits about the Air Force. She was telling me how her son had already been in the Air Force, you know, stuff like that. And I also had a homeboy who already went to the Air Force. He had already went to basic and everything, like within that couple months prior to that conversation. And so when she said, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll think about it. I'll look into it. I'll look into the Air Force or whatever. So I go home that night after doing all the odd jobs, fixing the lady's table, cutting grass and stuff like that. I go home. As soon as I come through the door, my mom, she already got it in for me. She doing my sister's hair, and she just looking dead at me, just scowling at me, right? So I walk into the living room or whatever, trying to act like I don't notice, and she just yells at me. She's like, so what is it that you gonna do? What you gonna do with your life, huh? And I'm like, okay. So just for the sake of having a comeback, I was like, I thought about going into the Air Force because Miss So-and-so said it's like this, it's like that, and all this and that. And let me tell y'all like this, if y'all thinking about going into the military, if you from a military family and your family is so bent on one branch, don't go in there and tell them you try to go into another branch. This conversation didn't end well at all for me.
Oh, goddamn, where is that?
And so my mom blew up on me. She was like, "Oh, you gonna go into the military? You talking about going to the Air Force? If you going to any branch, you going into the Army. You ain't going to no Air Force." That's pretty much how that whole conversation went. That's how I chose the Army. So needless to say, I ended up going to school, talking to the recruiter. We had a recruiter that was always at our school. Out of all me and my homeboys, I was like the first one to sign up or whatever, and they put me in the delayed entry program. So I pretty much took the ASVAB. Sad to say, I had a low score. I scored like a 34 or something like that, and pretty much only had 3 options. My 3 options was to be logistics, artillery, and infantry. Now me, I was like, I don't want to be no infantry guy, but artillery sounded pretty cool. I was like, at least I'd be able to work with the weapons and stuff like that. But my mom, she was like, nah. She's like, if you pick that, you're going to deploy quick, fast, and in a hurry or whatever. So she made me choose supply, which was her job. So they put me on the delayed entry program. I had to pretty much sit around and wait for like 9 months until I could go into the military. So with that, with signing up, they pretty much was like, you'll leave 10 days after graduation. Whatever, you could choose to attend 2 things. You could choose to attend grad night or prom. Graduation was a must, but I can only choose one of those extra things that, you know, the seniors get to do just before I leave or whatever. So I chose to go to prom. And I think that was a pretty good choice. But the crazy part is I didn't have a date on time because I didn't really know if I was gonna be able to attend. So at first I was gonna go dolo. But one of my homegirls, she just so happened to also not have a date, so she asked me. So I was like, yeah, I'll take you to the prom or whatever. But the sad part about that was right after prom, I ended up having to drop her off to her boyfriend. Super embarrassing. So graduation comes 10 days after. I take off to Fort Jackson, South Carolina, spend the summer in the heat. Boy, it was a hot summer, and the training was crazy. I still remember some of the letters I used to write back to family or whatever, and just telling them, oh man, this is so hard or whatever. But my mom, she told me she used to always keep me in the Bible and everything like that, even though, you know, I wanted to be in the streets and stuff like that. She used to always make me recite Philippians 4:13. where I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But the thing I didn't realize was my mom was always looking out for me. Like she would go hard on me because I was the oldest out of three. Knew I was about to go out into the world. She didn't want me to be just like everybody else. She knew I was special. She knew I had a purpose on my life. She always taught me never be a follower, always be a leader. And that's pretty much how I've always been. Never been one to follow crowds and stuff like that. And as far apart as we were at the time, I had to come back. And I had to tell my mom, you know, I understand now. I know why you were so hard on me. I know why you used to do the stuff that you did, why you said the things that you said, because you gotta be hard in the military. Sometimes you gotta have a tough exterior. Being a soldier is a complicated job at times. And now me and her, we couldn't be more close than anything. Like my mom was like my best friend now. Like we talk about everything. And sometimes I even go back to her and I say, I wonder what would have happened had you let me go to college, had you paid for me to go to college. But I probably still would have been nothing.
I'ma drink till I can't think no more. Smoke till I can't see no more. I'ma go to the club, I'ma show up the money to my hungry soul.
She felt I was so selfish. She was like, you are selfish. All you think about is self. All you think about is self. So she was like, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm not about to use my GI Bill for you. If that's how you're gonna be, you better get it the best way you can.
You serious?
So once my mom was like, she wasn't gonna pay for me to go to school, I pretty much was like, all right, well, the only way I know how to get it, because Florida wasn't giving jobs at the time. This was like during the aftermath of the recession. Military was my only option. I was like, that's about the only way I can get this money, because I don't have no job. Like I ain't been saving no money. You know, I've been doing little odd jobs here and there for money under the table, but not enough to be talking about going to college with. That about wraps this up, man. This was a soldier's tale of why I joined the Army. If you liked it, you know, hey, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button down there below. In the comments, tell me your experience. Tell me why you came into the military. And if you're still thinking about it, hey, make sure you do your due diligence. And let me know, you know, maybe I can help you with something. Maybe I can put you in the right direction. I can tell you somebody to talk to, anything. And as always, share this video with people that you know is going to impact. And don't forget, hit that red button right there, that subscribe button. And when you hit it, make sure you really rock that bell so that you're notified every time I drop a new video. You already know what it is. I love y'all. God bless. I'm out.